Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Heat predicted to land $109 million All-Star in trade dealing Jimmy Butler to Warriors. With the sheer number of reports releasing daily about Miami Heat star Jimmy Butler's future, it's impossible to know where the 35-year-old will suit up next. However, there are two organizations consistently featured in all news about a Butler, the Phoenix Suns and Golden State Warriors. The latter is reportedly desperate to make another NBA Finals run with Stephen Curry at the helm, and Butler could help them do exactly that. ESPN proposed the following four-team blockbuster trade between the Heat, Warriors, Toronto Raptors, and Washington Wizards that lands Butler in Golden State and brings a $109 million All-Star to Miami. Warriors get, Jimmy Butler. Heat get, Andrew Wiggins, Bruce Brown, 2025 first-round pick, top 14 protected. Miami gets back its 2025 second if not conveyed, cash considerations. From Washington, Raptors get, Dennis Schroeder, Gary Payton II, Josh Richardson, 2026 second-round pick, via LA Lakers, cash considerations. From Miami, Wizards get, Kevin Looney, 2031 second-round pick, least favorable of Golden State and Minnesota, cash considerations. From Golden State, the Heat's front office has two priorities when thinking about their return for Butler, which are to continue competing in the Eastern Conference and not keep a ton of money on the books. This move checks both boxes in a sense, as while Wiggins is under contract for multiple seasons, Brown is a free agent following the season. With just days until the NBA trade deadline, the Heat may have to ease up on their return restrictions. Another second-half collapse dooms Heat in ugly loss to Bulls. Takeaways and post-game reaction. 5 takeaways from the Miami Heat's 133-124 loss to the Chicago Bulls, 22-29, on Tuesday night at United Center on the front end of a back-to-back set to fall to 1-1 on its 4-game trip. The Heat, 24-24, continues the trip on Wednesday against the Philadelphia 76ers at Wells Fargo Center, 7:30 p.m., FanDuel Sports Network Sun. To complete the road back-to-back set, the Bulls entered as a team in flux after trading Zach LaVine to the Sacramento Kings as part of a 3-team deal that also sent De'Aaron Fox to the San Antonio Spurs. The Bulls acquired Zach Collins, Trey Jones, and Kevin Huerter in the trade that was finalized Sunday night, but none of them were available to play Tuesday against the Heat. The Heat also held a 12-point lead with 10:55 left in the fourth quarter. But the Bulls went on to close the game on a big 37-16 run on their way to the comeback win, as another late-game collapse doomed the Heat. After totaling 103 points on 54.5% shooting from the field and 16 of 35, 45.7%, shooting from three-point range through the first 3 quarters, the Heat went cold to score just 21 points on 7 of 24, 29.2%, from the field and 1 of 9, 11.1%, shooting on threes in the fourth quarter during its late-game collapse. The Heat also committed 10 turnovers in the second half that the Bulls scored 17 points on. The Heat lost despite turning in its second-highest first half of the season, scoring 70 points in the first 2 quarters behind 54.3% shooting from the field and 9 of 21, 42.9%, shooting from three-point range to take a 10-point lead into halftime. The Heat's 124 points on Tuesday also matched its 4th highest scoring game of the season. "We put up 124, Heat center Bam Adebayo said. "That's enough to win in this league. It's just sad we let the other side really cost us the game." The Heat's defense was that poor, as the Bulls finished the win with 133 points on 52.7% shooting from the field and 19 of 41, 46.3%, shooting from three-point range. "We were never able to really contain the ball regardless of what scheme we were in," Heat coach Erik Spoelstra said. "Yeah, that's just a tough one. Our defense didn't travel tonight and we paid the price." Tuesday marked the Heat's 7th loss this season after pulling ahead by double digits in the second half. Miami also fell to 6-20 this season when allowing 110 or more points. "We're much better than what we showed tonight," Spoelstra added. "It's just a tough lesson. We just never fully got our grips around this game defensively." For Bulls players, Mattis Buzelis, Josh Giddey, Kobe White and Ayo Dosunmu finished with more than 20 points. Buzelis, the 11th pick in the 2024 draft, produced an eye-opening stat line of 24 points on 10 of 10 shooting from the field and 4 of 4 shooting on threes in 31 minutes. Giddey contributed 24 points, 5 rebounds and 7 assists. White added 22 points and 7 assists. Dosunmu finished with 21 points and 9 assists. Adebayo and Tyler Herro each scored a team-high 23 points for the Heat. "We just couldn't get a stop down the stretch, whether we were in zone or man," Heat second-year forward Jamie Jaquez Jr. said. "As a collective spirit, we just weren't there. That's something that we're struggling with as a team. But it's something that we're going to get over and we're going to get past." Jimmy Butler may have just made it easier for the Miami Heat to trade him. Jimmy Butler may finally be ready to accept a trade to a team besides the Phoenix Suns. Jimmy Butler might have just made things easier for the Miami Heat to find a deal before Thursday's trade deadline. According to NBA insider Chris Haynes, Butler has told the Heat that if the front office gets close to a deal, he'd be willing to have a conversation with teams that ask for permission to speak with him about his future. To date, no team has asked for permission, added Haynes. Here's the full report. Sources: Jimmy Butler's camp has repeatedly told Heat he's in shape, healthy, and ready to continue his career and move past this immediately. Their messaging to Heat has been to negotiate best deal possible, and once in red zone, if that team is granted permission by MIA to speak with Butler's rep to discuss his long-term future, that dialogue would be welcomed. To date, no team has asked for permission. So what does this mean for Butler? This could be taken as Butler backing off previous suggestions that he would not accept a deal to teams such as the Memphis Grizzlies and Golden State Warriors. Butler, above all else, wants to maximum contract extension. The Phoenix Suns have clearly indicated that they are prepared to offer that extension. But the Suns have had a hard time constructing a deal to land Butler, in large part because it would require sending Bradley Beal to a third team. Beal has a no-trade clause in his contract that gives him the ability to veto any trade. If Butler has come to the conclusion that the Suns are unable to facilitate a trade, then he would need to be open to continuing his career with another team. At least for the rest of this season, after which he can opt out of his contract for next season and explore his options in the summer. What does this mean for the Heat? It could make it easier for them to find a trade partner now that Butler has signaled a willingness to play for a team besides the Suns. The Warriors have explored a Butler deal and, according to ESPN's Brian Windhorst, may be ready to offer a package built around Andrew Wiggins and draft picks. And you fan? What do you think of the Jimmy Butler situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.